What's up, YouTube? Today I'll be talking a little bit about my cutting protocol and just like what exactly I do with that and kind of how I get as lean as I have gotten in the past. I've gotten a lot of questions recently, just asking like how I've gotten like so lean and retained all that muscle and all that. So yeah, let's dive into that a little bit. This last prep. This last summer has definitely been by far my most successful prep, just in regards to how lean I got, how much my muscle I preserved and retained onto. I've done probably like 3 to 4 other like preps or shows or contest seasons basically, and I've always gotten pretty lean. I was one of the leaner guys in my class most of the time, but I've never been like absolutely shredded or like the leanest guy in my class and all that. So this last season was the first time I felt like I was actually like the most shredded guy in the whole show, or shredded guy in my whole class and all that. So it's definitely been a learning process. Yeah, I just learned a lot over the years about my body, just through the experiences and preps and all that. Like when I first did my first show ever, but back when I was 18. I think I weighed about 210 pounds at the start, so I was pretty hefty, definitely a lot higher in body fat. But I only dieted for like 16 weeks and went from like 210 to about like 165, 170. So I lost a decent amount of weight, like 40-ish pounds, but it was in like 16 weeks. So at that rate, losing more than a couple pounds a week, which was not ideal, you could definitely say. I definitely felt rushed most of that prep. And that's like losing over 2 pounds a week on average. That's really, really not good at all. So yeah, needless to say, I lost probably a significant amount of muscle during that prep. I didn't really feel like it at the time just because I had never been that lean in my life, so I still felt like I held on to a decent amount. But in reality, looking back, I probably lost a decent amount, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I was pretty lean then. Nowhere near as lean as I've gotten in recent years, but a respectable leanness for a first show. It was still enough to take home a class win and all that, but I could definitely tell that I needed to step up my conditioning for future contests and all that. And after I won that novice class, I set out to just only do like the open and trying to win my national pro card and all that good stuff. And first attempt at it, I just wasn't as lean as the guys who won. Yeah, that's when I really kind of opened my eyes and like, wow, if I want to win and be successful, I just really need to get just shredded and stuff. So yeah, so I've really worked on that, and basically I've been kind of rambling a lot about not anything I'm supposed to be talking about, but kind of all ties in here. Basically just came down to me just staying leaner throughout the off season and giving myself a lot longer time to diet, like more time than I think I would actually need, just to be on the safe side. It's definitely better to have more time than less time. So like this last year, I probably dieted for about 24, maybe 25 weeks, and I got up to about 186 this off season, which is already like 20-25 pounds less than what I got up to like 4 or 5 years back. So with like 4 years of like working out and gaining muscle and all that, I mean obviously I probably didn't put on too much mass, but I definitely put on some muscle in those years. So even with that increased muscle and stuff, I was like 20-25 pounds less. So that just goes to show like how much leaner I was this time around compared to the first time I ever prepped for a show and all that. So yeah, starting out a fuck ton leaner is definitely the game changer, I would say. So I was losing about so I got down to about maybe 160 at my lowest there, and that was like at the end of my carb depletion and all that. So yeah, definitely the lowest I got was around that 160 range. So that was already close to 10 pounds lighter than when I stepped on stage the first time ever, and obviously with 4 years of working out since then, put on a little muscle, so that just, shows that I was a lot leaner this most recent time compared to my first time ever on stage, mainly just in the lower body a lot and backside. I mean, all over, but yeah, definitely significantly in the lower body and all that stuff. So yeah, I lost about roughly a pound a week at the most, and that's being a little generous because that first week I probably lost closer to 3 to 4 pounds just from switching up the diet a little. So after that, it was probably less than a pound a week on average, and I made sure I got ready. I made sure I was contest ready like a week before the show actually, so that way I could kind of not worry about dropping down calories too low the week before show. I've had that problem in the past where I've dropped down calories too low close to a show, and I've been trying to lose fat like all the way up until like show day and all that because I felt behind conditioning wise and all that, and it just backfired completely. I just felt super tired and cramped on stage. I probably wasn't drinking enough water as well, so that also didn't help. But yeah, I just could not hold my poses on stage. It was like flexing. Just overall felt like death up there. It was like the worst 10 minutes ever. So I definitely learned my lesson just to get ready a week before the show and kind of increase calories going in just to help with fullness and all that. So yeah, ended up losing about a pound a week on average, and that whole prep actually I did basically zero cardio for the most part. Like I did cardio the last, I'd say 5 to 6 weeks at the most, and it started out with like one high intensity interval training session a week, and then I think I added like one session a week up until like 2 weeks out, where I was doing about like I don't know, probably about 4 sessions that week, but I did that for just 1 week max. So yeah, not very much cardio at all compared, because I did about 20 weeks of prepping without any cardio. In previous years, I've done cardio at like, I don't know, at the very minimum like 10, 12, 14, 16 weeks out even. So basically cardio throughout the whole like prep and previous processes. But this year I basically got by without doing like any like cardio except until the very last month. So I lost weight and got lean enough just basically fine through diet alone actually. So I started off at about 3,200 calories when I first started dieting, and even though this was better than recent years, I still felt like I was rushing and dropped down calories too low. So I got down to about 1,700 or so on my very minimum, and that was pretty hard, not gonna lie. Not good weeks at all. I definitely don't plan on going down that low again. I plan on just giving myself even more time to diet next time around and staying even leaner this off season. So hopefully next time I can just diet on a higher amount of calories, and same like last time, just kind of keep the cardio to a bare minimum there. So that's kind of my game plan with that. And supplement wise, I just took the same stuff I did take in the off season, so like protein, creatine, multivitamin, fish oil. I do take BCAAs when I'm cutting just to kind of help with muscle retention and preservation and all that. I don't know how much it truly helps, but I've just read it can have some benefit with that, so I figured why not. And then like a fat burner or something, like a cutting pill or something. I usually do most of my prep without that, just because, like I said earlier, I can lose weight just fine through diet alone. But the last probably about 6 weeks of the prep, I usually do add in some type of fat burner. I've taken a variety in the past, like Cellucor stuff, BSN, etc. Yeah. I just kind of take that I guess just help with the last stubborn bits of fat. And at that point, I kind of figured, why not? I'm already pretty damn lean, and if there's any chance that this could maybe help, lose a little bit more fat at the very end, trying to get down those last like % or 2 or something, then yeah, why not? I'll try it out. So I've done that, and I mean, I'm sure it's mainly been through diet and cardio, but it's always worked. I leaned up a lot in those past few weeks of the show and stuff. I know a lot of people probably take like fat burners like all throughout their prep, like for 16, 20 weeks, or when they have like 20, 30 pounds to lose still. And I don't really think there's much reason for that, to be honest, because I mean, if if you have that much to lose still, you can lose weight just fine through diet alone, easily enough. There's no reason to add a fat burner at that stage yet. If anything, you should add it, at the very end when you've lost the easy amount of weight just through diet, cardio, and all that, and now you're kind of plateauing a little bit because the diet's been dragging on, and you're already at pretty low calories and already at pretty low body fat. Then I think a fat burner could, maybe help kickstart stuff a little bit. But I'm talking, you need to be like 5 to 10 pounds max within like your stage weight or something to have for a fat burner to have any type of like effect. I feel like if you're taking it with like 40 pounds to lose still, good luck. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's just kind of a waste of money more than anything at that stage, because then you're screwing yourself for later in the prep when you can actually use that fat burner. But since you've been taking it for like 12 weeks already, kind of just shit out of luck, basically. So yeah, that's my reasoning behind all that. And yeah, don't think I've left anything out. That's basically it, yeah. Just give myself a long time to diet, drop calories slowly, like every week or like 2. Kept cardio to a bare minimum. And yeah, that's basically the gist of it. I feel like people can make it way too complicated than what it actually needs to be. When in reality, it's as simple as overall calories and giving yourself enough time to be in a caloric deficit and all that. And yeah, at that point, as long as you follow those rules and stuff, it doesn't matter if you're following the It Fits Your Macros approach or the clean eating approach and all that. The end result's the same basically, as long as your calories are there and you give yourself enough time to diet and all that. I mean, my first prep ever, when I didn't get nearly as lean and stuff, I was like the clean eater to the max, like eating the same exact meals every single day, like chicken, rice, broccoli, sweet potatoes, any cliche bodybuilding food you can think of. I was eating it daily. In this last prep, when I got way more lean than I ever have in the past, I mean, I hit my macros and calories every day, but I was basically just kind of eating, well, like whatever for the most part, to be honest. If I wanted to have like ice cream at night, and I could fit it into my macros, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. That kind of stuff I cut out more as the show got closer, just because some junk food can be a little bit more calorie dense and higher in calories, so that makes it harder to fit into your macros when you're already on like a really low amount of calories and like low fat content and all that. So yeah, but I think as long as your calories are there and all that stuff, then yeah, you can kind of meet those how you see fit, and it really shouldn't affect the outcome that much. Because like I said, got way more lower in body fat than I ever have, so I think I'll probably stick with that approach from now on, given the results are the same and all that. And I've always been as far as like kind of macros wise, I've always been a high protein and really high carb guy and just low fat in general. That's never really changed even when I first started back in the day. Just obviously my overall calorie numbers are a lot different compared to then, and just the overall time and all that. So yeah, that's basically it. I've been talking on for way too fucking long now, so I'll end it. Next video, don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Do some brainstorming, but yeah. All right, thanks for listening, guys.